presents the indoob podcast with your host, T. Sterling Watson.
Good morning, Indoobians. I'm T. Sterling Watson.
And I'm Kortney.
And I'm Vilissa.
This is the Indoob podcast. Thank you for stopping by and pressing play. We're recording live from Little New Indubia on the corner of T'Chaka and MLK Drive. It's so great, Vilissa. You're back. How are you?
I am doing good. Glad to be back. I was looking forward to this.
I was looking forward to having you. I mean, we were scheduling for I don't know, like a couple months just to try to get you back on here.
Yes.
And there are 3 reasons why we needed to get you back. And one of them is so we can play Florida or Floridon't, but that's for later. It's for later.
Yes.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Yes. Yes. Kortney Francesca Hinton Allen, how are you?
I'm doing fabulous. How are you?
And I am also well. This was not scripted or in my notes whatsoever, but someone, I guess, who used to live at this apartment or must have got the wrong address, had shipped Dolce and Gabbana, the one, like the exclusive edition, apparently.
Oh.
And Ashley and I just kind of realized, like, oh, this is for men. Like, we decided to go ahead and open it because I'm like, yeah, it's no way you're going to get this back. Finding out it's worth about $100 too. And it smells like it. So it could smell like
Are you going to keep it?
I mean, we have no way of like giving it back and we've already opened it now. So.
Oh my goodness. I don't think you tried very hard either.
Well, it was addressed to Ashley, except I think it was the wrong one because she certainly didn't order it. So I don't know. She's like, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know if they give it to my mother and I'm like, well, let me look into it. Let me see what it is. And if it's even for women, but it turns out it's for men. And then we opened it further and then she's like, Happy Father's Day. So I'm like, okay, well, there we go. So yeah, I think we may hold on to it. And then it's very strong. So like if I do wear it, it's just going to be like a little dab. And I think it should last until maybe I'm 87, I think. Because it's a pretty big bottle. So yeah.
Because you just did a little dab.
I mean, I didn't even put any on. We just smelled the cap. We just took it off like, oh, wow.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it smells sophisticated. It smells manly and like, oh yeah, all right. I like this. Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, I mean,
like
hey.
a bougie cologne.
Yeah. I mean, nothing I would buy for myself. And apparently someone bought it for us. Just dropped it off. Like, I think it was in front of the door. So I wasn't home when it happened. And Ashley had already opened the box because it was addressed to her. So, hey. I mean, there was, I think, another Ashley that lived here in this particular unit. I don't know, but oh well, I'm so sorry. It's ours now. So yeah, we've got a lot to get through before we get to the fun part of the game. Fun part of the show, because I've been collecting. Okay. So I know I'm setting everything up, and Kortney and Vilissa, they already know about Florida or Floridon't, but it's this fun little game that I read headlines and it's up to them to guess if the story's from Florida or it's not. But we're going to get there. Just have to work our way through a rundown. And one of the first things I wanted to tackle just to get it out of the way, because I know I mentioned it to Kortney earlier about the writer's strike that's happening and just my thoughts and my views on it briefly. And I mean, we can open it for discussion as well, but
awesome.
I stand with the writers. That's
always
first and foremost, always.
That's unanimous.
Yeah,
pretty much.
We're all on the same page with that one.
Right. And I think what I wanted to do really is just to explain to people, because sometimes people like to ask me questions like, what is this all about? And to give you the Cliff Notes version, it's basically with the changing technologies, really, when it comes to streaming and all the different ways that we consume media, the people that write the media aren't getting the respective residuals, getting the equivalent pay for those. Like anytime you stream something and repeatedly stream it, they might only get like one paycheck versus several paychecks. And that's pretty much what they're trying to change. And the oh, I forgot exactly who they are striking against, but they're like, no, we don't want to do that, and we're not moving, we're not budging. And there's a few other little things here and there that they kind of want, like such as not smaller writing rooms, but like more equal amounts of money for like maybe smaller writer rooms or a smaller um, episode order, because a lot of shows now have been between, I don't know, 8, 10, 13 episodes rather than the usual 22 back in the day when, we had attention spans. So,
Yep.
yeah. So things have changed in that way. And they're like, no, we don't want to change anything because we don't want to give you more money. We're already spending, money doing this. I'm like, no, y'all got it. You can handle it. So we're just waiting patiently. And in the meantime, some of the things that we love and cherish and love to watch are going to suffer. So those of you that watch the night talk shows, those are airing reruns. I don't know if any of you remember, like 15 years ago, the last time the writer strike happened. Do you guys remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do, but I don't remember. Well, I know some of the shows that I watched were affected. I have way more understanding about it now, though. And whew, yeah.
And I think that with the last strike, that was when we saw, an increase in the reality shows a bit. I know that's what people said the last time. And a lot of the shows that Kortney hinted at, are Black shows and not get the proper series finales that that they deserve. So yeah, it really shook up TV at that time.
Absolutely.
Vilissa, you touched on what I was I was reading about it recently, and it was, somebody pointed out and they reminded me, because I don't know if I really knew this, but that was the like kickoff of reality shows, especially celebrity reality shows, because they didn't need a fully fleshed out script if they had one at all, and they were fairly cheap to make, still are. And I guess I never really realized it, because reality TV has been such a huge part of like our lives and culture, and it's been around for long enough to where I couldn't actually remember the start of it. And I was reminded, it was actually like a tweet thread on Twitter, and they broke down like which shows kind of kicked it off and which ones tanked and which ones kind of were elevated because of the writer strike and them not having those writers on staff at the time. And it just, it's so crazy to look at how the amount of reality shows out there now versus kind of what it was before. It wasn't a big thing. It was a thing, but it wasn't as big of a thing as it is now. And I guess I had forgotten that.
Yeah, I did too. I remember when the first reality shows like, Big Brother, Survivor, American Idol came along, how it was so sensational, But yeah, like I didn't realize the connection either of how, it did have that increase during the strike, and what that meant. Because I remember being in college at that time, you will watch the Flavor of Love and all the offshoots of of those things, and it wasn't that plentiful back then, and then it's just really weird to see that connection and be more aware of that connection.
Right.
Well, just get ready, because it sounds like it's going to be happening again, because I kind of keep an eye on it I don't want to say every day, but pretty much every other day, just to see if we've made any movements, any advancements in the talks, and doesn't look like it's happening. So with TV shows, the first impacts, like I said, they come from the late night talk shows. I think SNL, I don't know if they wrapped, but even if they didn't, they'd be pretty much done for the rest of the season. Something that ripped the cockles of my heart already. Deadpool 3 has been put on hold because even though they may have a script already written, Ryan Reynolds improvises a lot, and he is credited as a writer, so he can't shoot any scenes. So
wow, I did not realize that. Wow.
Yeah, that
So
was like as of
he can't even show up to set and do anything.
Dang.
really no, and it's
Wow.
really sad. Another MCU hopeful, well, not even hopeful, but it's it's been having issues, and it's Blade. So now this is the second
Oh,
time they stopped production because of now the
man.
writer strike. Last time was because of the director, and they had to rewrite the whole script
Hmm.
because yeah, it just wasn't looking good. And now it's
Wow.
on pause again. So yeah. And I vividly remember the last strike. And I say vividly because I was like into reading Entertainment Weekly all the time. And one of my
Hmm.
favorite shows, still my favorite show, is 30 Rock. And how that second season really suffered because of the strike. And they could only shoot the episodes they had already written. And they're
Uh,
if you look closely or listen closely, there's still some things that just don't quite work right because they couldn't go back to rewrite it. They can only do whatever they shot. And it was a shortened season because of that. So
hmm
it's
mm,
little things like that. So I remember that time period and just it's like, oh, okay. And there's this whole YouTube channel about all these actors who would just basically show up on screen and not say a word because they were pretty much protesting. They were
yeah.
standing with the writers. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that YouTube
Whew.
channel will come back. I'm still subscribed to it, so we'll see what happens.
It's been
But yeah,
Well,
interesting to see some of the actors and actresses be a part of it. I know I saw a video today, well, the time we were recording, of Niecy Nash and Ava DuVernay at the
hmm
protest. So it's really nice to see those who are more visible
mm,
participate in
yeah,
this.
because they deserve truly.
Yes.
Just wanted to start off with
agreed.
that,
Yeah.
get that going.
Yes.
Um, Now it's also that happened May 1st, that started May 1st, and also May 1st is well, actually, it's a number of things, but I'm working this into my Black History fact segment.
Black History. Black History. Black History. Black History. Facts.
So yes, it's not just a fact, but it's also just showing some shining a light, if you will, on Mental Health Awareness Month. It's actually a couple months, or not a couple months. There's a couple awarenesses going on this month, and one of the other ones is Asian American Pacific Islander Month or Heritage Month, and it's actually a project I'm working on at Espen. So I really enjoy my job, but we're making these vignettes to kind of celebrate the people of the Asian community, Pacific Islander community. They, say little bits of what inspires them and the opportunities they have and how they're looking for more people to join in, either working at ESPN or being an athlete or, just seeing more of them, which is awesome. I love it. So I get to kind of work on these little vignettes to be played on the radio. So if you hear it, that's a little bit of my work, just a little bit, But no, we're talking about mental health awareness now. I mean, not that, not that we wouldn't before, but that's what I wanted to discuss today. And I asked our dear friend Vilissa if she had any suggestions of any anything that we can shine a light on. And you directed me towards Beam, and that's a whole pun that I was not setting up, but you directed me towards Beam, which stands for Black Emotional and Mental Health. Well, it's a mental health collective. Did you want to give a little bit more information on it?
Yes. Give a small rundown. It's a nonprofit, and their goal is working to create a world where there are no barriers to Black healing, as it says on their Twitter page. And when you look on their Twitter page, you see their link. They offer a variety of services and supports, including workshops, grants, trainings, toolkits, etc., for individuals and groups in the community. And they even have a Black virtual wellness directory. So if you want to find folks to provide whatever support that you need for your mental health, for your healing, they have that too. This is a group I have engaged with before, and they do incredible work in this space. So when you were asking me about who to maybe highlight for, mental health supports, during this observance for the month, they instantly came to mind.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. I really thank you because I legit couldn't think of anything other than what you actually suggested to me before, like about a year, 2 years ago. And that's therapyforblackgirls.com.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's how my wife found her therapist. So yeah, and again, we still support them too, and that's another resource. This one, you gave me their social because I found them on Twitter as well as Instagram. But if you want to go to their website, it's beam.community. So not com, but community, write it all out. If you go to beam.anything else, you might go to Laser Beams Incorporated. I'm kidding. That's not what's there. I haven't checked. Beam.org actually helps the homeless people from based on the little blurb underneath, but I'm like, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what we're going to highlight, but that's definitely something to address one day, not today. Today, just getting your mind right. And that's for everyone, especially Black people. We need to, fortunately, it feels like, at least in some of these circles that I travel, that stigma of just asking for help or going to see a therapist seems to be normalized and going away. It's not a stigma anymore. And I'm loving again the athletes that are coming on to ESPN radio to actually talk about it as well, saying, hey, let's, find help. This is where you can go. This is a resource. Talk to these people. And I'm loving it. So it's great. And more of it because it's rough out here, truly. So
Yeah.
Yes. We need all the support and care that we can soak up.
correct. So I got some of those more serious matters out of the way. I do not have a word watch for you today. So sorry. But it's my show. I can still play the sound effect anyway.
Word watch.
We're gonna move on.
It's a cool one. I'm glad you played it anyway.
I know. Now I'm going to play our dear friend Birdo's favorite because we actually have mail for once.
Yay.
I know. So now we get to play the mailbag song. And please remind me to close the mailbag because I've been known to forget. So here we go. Let's open the mailbag.
Letters. Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day. Mailman, mailman, mail today. Reach right in and pull one out. Those letters. I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say. Oh, boy. Mailman, mail today.
I hope you were all in your chairs doing a jig. I know I certainly was.
I was.
So, yes. Well, then again, maybe some people
I love it.
Yes, I'm hoping maybe some people are exercising, so they just kind of were running to the beat or doing whatever they had to do. But just get you moving, getting ready for the one letter that we received, all of that. But I'm thankful and grateful for the letters. So thank you, Magdalena. And this one is for you, Kortney.
Ooh.
I know. She asked because she is a avid listener, and she remembered one of the gifts that you have. I think you gifted to yourself, but she asked, how has the free write been treating you?
I
You
love
got one
it
too?
so much. Yes. Do you have one?
Yes, I got the Traveler.
Yes, ma'am. I
See,
love it
I
so much.
I didn't even know that Vilissa had one. So
Nice.
yes.
Well, now you get to answer the question too. Because I'd love to know your thoughts about it. So I love it. I was on the fence about it because of the price point and because I've purchased other, kind of expensive writing tools that I no longer use for various reasons. So I was like, I don't know about this one, but it is one of the best purchases I've ever made because it sells you on, distraction-free writing because the device itself really does it does travel with you very well. It can close up, open up, and take very minimal space. So, and it is pretty light, so it's very mobile, but also, you can sit outside with it. It doesn't have a screen glare. And it is truly distraction free. And even though it's a pretty basic device, it does have some more complicated. Well, not complicated, but like you can have three different folders, and the way to get to those three different folders is really easy and simple. And you can back up your stuff by sending it over Wi-Fi, and it's very, very versatile with a very simple message, which is just to write. So I love it. I'm currently not in a writing phase of most of my projects, so I haven't used it in a bit, but I miss it because you've got a full keyboard and a very small like package, if you will, because like I said, it's very mobile and it does not take up a whole lot of real estate when in use or even when you're just storing it. And like the clickety clacks of the keys are really like important and very satisfying. And because I like a quiet keyboard sometimes, but I like a clickety clack sometimes. And this one's not too loud, not too quiet. It's perfect. So I mean, I could go on, but it is one of the best purchases, if not the best purchases I've ever made for writing. And it really does cut out all of the noise when it comes to writing. I think one of their biggest sayings is, yes, we're distraction free writing. And like, I think another one is like your laptop is, the laptop is keeping you from productivity or something like that. But it's because with a laptop, a traditional one, you can get onto the internet and you can do this and you can, get on Facebook, you can do a bunch of other stuff, play a game even. With the free write, it literally is just writing. That's it. That is its purpose. But it makes it fun also. So in short, I love it. Get one if you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
Vilissa, how do you feel about yours?
I actually wasn't planning to get one. I had actually signed up for free rights indie campaign for one of their bigger distraction free products, their free write alpha, I believe that's called, that they did a crowdsourcing campaign. And so that should be coming out this summer. They're still working on the in production for that one. But what convinced me to get the Free Write Traveler was, I'm going to drop a little hint to some of y'all. If you participate in NaNoWriMo or Camp NaNoWriMo, and that is the National Novel Writing Month, either of those, they usually have a sale, a discount code that you can use if you sign up to participate in Camp Nano or NaNoWriMo. So that's what they got me for. I did not necessarily participate in NaNoWriMo when I got it around the holidays, but I did sign up for the newsletter. I was like, let me just use the discount code because, like Kortney said, it is a little pricey, a little sticker shock a little bit, but I love it. I'm really into having distraction-free devices where it does one thing or just a handful of things and that's it. And I know for me, I want to work on my children's book this year. So that was one of my motivations to get it, and especially as the weather is warming up. I'm going to be sitting outside and I don't want to take my laptop with me. Like when I am on my laptop, like I am now for us recording, that is work, my workspace. Like I'm answering emails, I'm doing writing assignments for work things, but I need something that I can focus on just writing. And that's what made me get the Traveler, and I love it. I'm thinking about doing a mini writing retreat for myself later in the year, and that's going to be easy to transport for that. So I co-sign everything Kortney said. If it's something that you want to have for your writing, and writing can be books, or I know I'm developing a vlog series, whatever you want to write out, draft out, it's perfect for that. So I would highly suggest getting it if it's something that you all want to have and you want to really get serious about your writing and just be able to focus. There's so much distractions in all the devices that we have, and it's really nice to have a device that just does one thing and wants to ensure that you give it your full concentration in doing that one thing.
And that is a full endorsement from all of us. I don't write nearly enough, but I co-sign what both Kortney and Vilissa has just said. And if Yes. So when next time you go to their website, to the FreeWrite website, you'll see in the bottom, it's like, yeah, as seen on CNN and New York Times and the Indoob podcast. So yeah, we'll be there. So that's just showing you that we're here
cool
for it.
That one, Kortney, it's really cool.
Said you weren't in a writing phase right now, Kortney, so it's going to be coming back around soon because
Yeah. So what I'm working on is a couple things. One I can't talk about, but I'm not in the place where with that project that I'm producing, I'm not really writing as much to use the free write. But I'm also working on my novel, and that is in the editing phase. So the way my typical writing process is to write, and then go into edits and go into reviewing what I've written. So I'm not in the writing phase for that project, nor the other top secret one. So I sometimes I got to keep them separate because writing is the actual act of writing is part of the writing process, but so is editing, and it's I can't. It makes me a little crazy to do both, be in two different phases. It's just hard to switch off if I'm in an editing phase and then to go back into a writing phase. I don't really do that with my book. So, yeah, I haven't done enough writing lately or hardly any writing, which is driving me a little crazy because I love to write. The editing part is not as, it's fun, but it's just a different type of fun I want to write. But I'm moving through that so that I can get back to the writing part and, get back to the true, like, carefree, just let the words fly mode.
Right. And write freely with your free write. I don't know if that's their slogan, but they can have it just,
for free.
I don't want to say for free. I don't want to say for free. I mean, just,
my bad.
Slide over a little bit of something.
My bad.
Oh, see, I missed you, Violet. So that's the second reason why you're here, because I missed your laugh and just, yeah. Thank you so much. We need to close the mailbag.
Giving things away for free. I love that.
I mean, you and I, Vilissa, we had this whole talk about that is not my ministry. So, it's not for free.
That's true.
Let us close this bag so we can move on.
Another letter from our listener,
Thanks again, Magdalena, for your letter. And again, if you want to send us and ask us questions or even just have comments, you can email us at indoopod@gmail.com. I'm going to say that's the best way because I'm not really on Twitter as much as I used to, but I'm, still there. I'll go in and check and like, oh, I've got a message. And, then be like, you need to renew your car warranty. I'm like, oh, you found me over here too. Great. So we are going to move on and wait, let me make sure I got any space news, no Sheboygan news. Okay, we're going to move on to play our Florida game, Florida or Floridon't. This is a very production heavy episode, and I'm not sorry about it. So, which actually reminds me, Vilissa, I don't know if it was the last time you were on the show, but I do recall you being outside and kept hearing, I don't know, horns or car horns driving by. And I just remembered that, like, those are your friends. And I cannot go through this episode any further without saying, hey, girl, hey. So there you go.
Sadly, for this one, I am inside. So
okay, yes. All right. Well, just let your friends know that I said hey too. So even though they're not driving by right now because you're inside,
I sure will.
Thank you so much. Now, once again, I will be reading headlines, and I actually have some older articles in here that I don't remember if I ever actually read before. So I was going to do 5, but there might actually be maybe a few more because I just need to clear out the Florida box, basically. So Kortney, basically you're going to be the one to let me know if you've heard this one before, and that will be,
okay.
Yeah. And I will actually keep score. because I also have enough to have tiebreakers, because both of you will guess if it is Florida or Floridon't. Does the story take place in Florida or have a Floridian or some kind of relation to Florida? And if you both keep guessing the same thing and getting it right or wrong, and I'll just have to find a tiebreaker or somewhere else. So here we go. The first one. Bride arrested for lacing food with drugs at her own wedding.
Wow.
Was this Florida? Floridon't.
So I think I've heard this one. I don't know. It sounds really familiar, but the other laced, drug laced food items, I don't think it was the bride or groom's knowing, like it was someone else. So if the bride did it in this story, I'm gonna say Florida.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. Wow. If you just don't want to get married, then don't get married. Just there are easier ways to go about this than lacing the food. Wow.
Right.
And the fact that there's more than one food lacing story says a lot.
Right.
And that's the thing. So the fact that it does sound familiar means I probably did use this one. I mean, I'm hoping this is the only instance this has happened. But I'll just go ahead and say you both got it right. This is a Florida event. She did not act alone. I think she also acted with her caterer too.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. That's even worse. Oh my goodness.
Pretty much everyone who had desserts tested positive for THC, because it was found in the pudding, in the lasagna, the beer. So yeah.
Oh, wow.
Good times.
No.
Huh?
Consent is key.
Did you ask if they were black?
No, I said whack.
Oh, whack.
Consent is key. That's whack of them to do that.
Yes, absolutely agree. Yes. And now move on. Okay, because that one I definitely did read. So this one just has a link. I don't remember what the headline is, so we'll find out together. Okay, let me make note that you both got that one correct. Okay. Wild car chase ends with driver throwing rubber snake at deputy.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say Floridon't, because I feel like they would have live snakes to throw out the car in Florida.
I think in Florida, I agree. If it's a Floridon't, if it was a live snake, it would be Florida probably. But I feel like this was somewhere, I'm gonna say in like the South, not Florida, because Florida is different, but like the South or like Maryland. No, not like one of the northern,
the Midwest.
Midwest, yeah.
Tennessee or something, or Georgia.
No, that's South, but like Midwest, if it was like
you're trying to get okay, I see.
Up by the Great Lakes area. I cannot think of any of those states.
Like Chicago.
Geography is terrible. Wisconsin, something like that. Yes. North Dakota, something, but East Coast, West Coast, I'm not feeling that from this story.
I know for a fact that Wisconsin does not have any snakes of any kind, or rubber ones.
So I think they wouldn't have rubber snakes though. No, Amazon goes everywhere.
They are like anti-snake, like no snakes. So
that's why the story is even more heinous.
Yes.
Anyway, you both got it wrong. This took place in Florida.
Boo.
I know.
I think you're lying, but okay.
I am not. This came from the Miami Herald. All right. I'm just chuckling reading the next one. Oh no, it went away. Fortunately, okay, I can't read any more of the story, but I can still read you the headline. Man dressed as Spider-Man robs woman. I wish I could read more of the headline because
it gives it away.
No, I thought there was more to the headline just to, spice it up a little bit more. I was like, oh, could this be Florida? Or could this be, I don't know, elsewhere?
Ooh, see, I'm starting to doubt my powers now, you know?
I had to choose better because I know how you like to think. And I'm waiting for, a split where maybe Vilissa hears what you're saying, like, well, I don't quite agree with that one. Maybe that's what's making it a Floridian or not. I don't know. Well, I mean, I do know, but where are you leaning towards, Vilissa?
Logically, I'm trying to think of, it's Florida, it's kind of hot. Who's walking around wearing a Spider-Man costume when it's not Halloween? So what kind
But
of
don't forget, we're talking about Florida here. So there's
yeah, this is true. But I'm like, I don't know, but also it is Florida. Any type of wackiness could happen.
right.
I'm gonna say Florida because as you're talking, I'm thinking, yeah, it's ridiculous to rob anyone in a Spider-Man outfit because you're covered from head to toe and it's hot in Florida. But like when you're really serious and really, committed to the role, you're gonna do what it takes. And he needed to be Spider-Man, but to rob somebody. So I'm gonna say Florida.
Okay. Vilissa, how do you feel? I know you said you were leaning towards Florida, but are you going for Florida?
I'm gonna say Floridon't. Because they be willing to
Floridon't?
split.
All right. Kortney got it right. It is a Floridian.
Woohoo!
Florida man did this one.
That makes sense. I'm just
Yes.
saying.
All right. Next story here. A pastor and his wife was robbed of more than $1 million in jewelry while he was preaching.
Wow.
Sorry, that's really not funny, but
It's not funny,
it
but
escaped.
I just
escaped
want
my lips.
I want everyone to know the stories I pick do not result in death or like any
Okay,
serious
yes.
harm. So
Thank you.
I think I know this headline.
I remember when it first came out, and then even my mother-in-law was talking about it. So I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I can use it now. Because when it first came up, I told Ashley, I was like, hey, Ashley, Florida, Floridon't. And I read her the headline. And then she was like, I don't know, that could be anywhere. I'm like, yeah. So the fact that, yeah, it did seem to go viral in a sense. So if you can remember, did it take place in Florida?
I'm gonna say no. It did not take place in Florida. It's a Floridon't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where it took place in.
And you're agreeing, Vilissa?
Yep, it's a Floridon't.
And you both got it correct. This took place in Brooklyn.
Huh. So $1 million worth of jewelry while he was preaching.
While he was preaching, yes.
How does that even happen?
Yeah, there's been some other things come out about this particular preacher. So
yes, some other stuff did come out. I remember, but I don't remember, but I do remember that happening. Like, oh, okay, you were just shifty anyway. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so that's sounding familiar because I'm thinking to myself, but see the story I'm thinking of I thought was not from out of New York, but I could have gotten the place wrong. I thought it was somewhere in the South, and he was doing a lot of shady behavior anyway. He kind of asked for it, but yeah.
So those keeping track at home, Kortney's in the lead with 3. Vilissa has 2.
All right.
And we're getting to wait, how many stories did I read so far? 4? Okay. This next one here, a woman used I'm sorry, let me try again. A woman used fake psychics to steal over $150 million in art from her mother.
What? Wow. Huh. Fake psychics to steal a bunch of art. How much money was it in art?
$150 million.
Wow.
Just to defraud her 82-year-old mother.
Oof.
Cold-blooded.
Right.
Like not just artwork, but jewelry and money.
Wow. Because that could happen anywhere. And unfortunately does happen anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna say Floridon't.
Okay. Vilissa, how do you feel?
Trying to think of with that type of money, you trying to think of what cities and stuff could have that big. I know there's a lot of scammers do big work in Florida for things like that. I must say Floridon't just because kind of similar to what Kortney said. That can kind of take place anywhere.
And you are both correct. That took place in Rio de Janeiro.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Wasn't expecting that. Wow. Okay.
Hey, the name, hey, it's either Florida or it's not Florida. So it could be anywhere else
That's true. It
in
could
the
be
world.
anywhere
So,
else. That is true.
Let's see. I just had to recheck this one. Okay, yep. Woman named Tupac Shakur. Wow. Woman named Tupac Shakur. I did say the name right. Arrested after allegedly attacking man with baseball bat. Again, the man's fine.
Oh, so the woman's name is Tupac Shakur?
Yes.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
kind of what caught my eye. And then
Yeah.
then I'm like, you know what? I don't know if this is Florida. And like I myself did not know whether or not this was Florida or not. And I had to read further to figure it out.
I don't know. So this is purely a guess. I'm gonna say Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, Florida.
Yeah.
Vilissa, how are you feeling?
Yeah, this sounds like antics that could happen with the name, with the altercation. Yeah. Yeah. And if it's not, it still could be Florida. So
Because they
we
do be
would not
getting
be wrong
tied.
either way, whether it's
Right.
actually there or not.
That's right. Right.
Yes, this woman is from Miami. So yes, it is a Floridian woman. And in case
It's
you're
the
wondering,
heat.
it's the heat. And in case you're wondering, yes, she is. So yeah, we're just gonna move on.
Oh no.
Just
Oh,
based on the picture,
Yes.
I'm just
bless her
yeah.
heart.
Wow. To be named Tupac
That
and
just
you not
opens
have
it up
melanin. Wow.
I
so
know.
many more questions.
There's so many more questions, but the article only goes so far. So
Wow.
that's
Mm.
like it was more about the incident itself. Like the man came running in after he stole her bat. Like this woman is attacking me, and then she came in chasing him afterwards, and it was a whole thing. So
Then got him
yes.
back. Okay.
Yeah.
She said, "Not
Yeah.
today, sir."
You do not mess with a woman whose name is Tupac.
You just don't do it.
No.
Because
They
she's
didn't say
different.
it. Like, did he even say how it started? I think the man was just minding his own business.
Ooh,
Well,
well,
either way, stay clear of a woman named Tupac.
right. Poor man, he didn't even know.
Bless.
He didn't even know what he was getting into.
Bless.
Matter of fact, she was caught on surveillance footage beating this man with this bat. So
No,
terrible.
bless his heart. Hers
All
too,
right.
I guess.
Yeah. I guess I can give you one more because the rest of these are Florida. I gotta save some. All right, two more. Okay. Armed man in wig trying to restore Trump as president arrested at Dairy Queen.
Say that one again.
Yeah, I figured there's a bunch of things going on here.
So many things.
There's an armed man in a wig trying to, and they put this in quotes, restore Trump as president, and he's arrested at a Dairy Queen.
It's Floridon't, like Floridon't, but
How do you
I
do
just
this at a Dairy Queen? Why is
let
Dairy
me
Queen in it? Why?
I'll paint some more of the picture for you because like I hear the questions. First of all, and I didn't know this until just now, but it's a rainbow wig. So
Oh,
what? Huh?
oh,
Get
an
out
armed
of here, sir.
man
He doesn't even
in a
know.
in a
Oh
rainbow
my
wig who
goodness.
was trying to restore Trump as president was arrested at a Dairy Queen, says the police
Oh
report.
Lord.
yeah, he
Good
sounds
Lord.
like a clown in many ways, from the wig to his antics.
Right.
He was inside wearing a bright yellow vest, rainbow wig, carrying a handgun.
Ah.
I'm selectively choosing what I'm reading because some of it does give some information
Give
as
it
to its
away.
location. Other than, of course, there's a
Mhm.
Dairy Queen.
I'm gonna say Florida don't, because this could either happen in Florida or Texas.
Yeah, I think I'm here in Texas. Tennessee,
Yeah.
maybe.
I keep forgetting you can get bonus points if you guess where it's from.
Oh,
No, it's my
now
fault
you
because I
tell
keep
us.
forgetting that part. I know I keep forgetting that part. I need to like write that down, like a mental note. Like, okay,
Sheesh.
if you don't think it's Florida, where could this possibly be happening? But some of them, it was just so crazy, or like, or even I don't want to say common, but like it could happen anywhere. Like the woman who was taking using psychics to take money from her
Hmm.
mother. So,
Right.
but you're both secure in that it's Floridon't. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I will give you that point because you're
Okay.
both correct. It's not Florida.
Okay. Is it Texas or Tennessee?
Vilissa, do you want to give any guesses to where it might be?
I'm
Or
gonna be
Arkansas, maybe. I don't know.
Texas. Maybe Georgia. I think
Oh,
any of the deep south, really. Any of
yeah,
the
I was
deep
gonna.
south.
I've thrown Arkansas in the mix too, because
Yeah,
my
yeah,
neighbors are
Mm,
crazy.
yeah. Arkansas, Mississippi,
Uh-huh. Yep.
Alabama. I would say the deep south,
I'm gonna say Mississippi or Alabama. I take Texas and Tennessee off the table, actually. Mississippi or Alabama.
wow. Pennsylvania.
What? Foolishness.
That's even
Foolishness.
better.
Oh my God.
Pennsylvania.
Oh
Pennsylvania.
Lord,
What is
my
going
Lord,
on? And yeah.
they are losing it
Too
up there.
much. Too much.
All right.
Wow. Okay.
I
Wow.
just need a moment here because there's a story here that, first of all, I don't remember where this takes place. Up. Okay. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna have to do it. Doot doot doot. Okay, it's very short. All right. And this is the last one. This is for all the marbles. I'm kidding. It's for fun. Beyond Meat Boss. Okay, let me try to phrase that properly. Beyond Meat, the company, Beyond Meat boss
hmm
arrested after trying to cannibalize man's nose.
What?
Wow.
Hadn't heard about this one or any of
Hmm.
them, but yikes, this one is pretty crazy.
Wow. Talk about going for the meat.
Going for the what?
I mean, I just feel like a nose is meat though, so how's he gonna be the CEO of Beyond Meat,
Yeah.
which is vegetarian, and how you gonna try to also whose nose? Like, is it somebody that he knows? No pun intended.
I mean,
Is it his own?
well done. I'm trying to see who he was trying to attack. Oh, I guess the driver of. Okay, let
And
me
why did
back
he
up here.
go? Why did he go for the nose? I feel like
Right.
that's very specific, like very, I'm not super like accessible. I mean, I know it kind of sticks out, but it's like in somebody's space, and he could.
It was a road rage altercation in a
Oh,
parking garage,
Okay.
and I guess this other driver inched its way in front of this guy's name is Ramsey. I mean, he's not necessarily a public figure, but he was the COO of Beyond Meat. I don't know if he still is, but
Okay.
and he got upset with the driver and I guess pulled the driver in close and started punching his body. And then the executive bit the owner's nose, ripping the flesh on the tip.
Oh,
no, wow.
wow, he was serious.
He was
He
serious.
was not kidding with you.
He was not happy.
Man.
Maybe a little hungry, but he was not happy.
Ew. So gross.
I'm a little hungry.
Hey, did this take place in Florida? That is the question.
I'm gonna say Floridon't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just
I
just no. Not in. I don't think it's in Florida.
don't see Florida being the home of no meat territory like that. For that brand. So I'm gonna say Florida don't, even though this sounds very much like a Florida story.
And that's
Yeah, it does.
because that did happen in not this story. I'm not talking about this story, but there is an event that did happen where there was a man who, I mean, this is when we first heard about bath salts being a thing, and he was pretty much eating
that's
some
true.
guy's face. But that's because he was under the influence. He didn't have road rage. He had something else going on. So,
Right.
but that was Florida. This one, you are both correct. It did not take place in Florida.
Where was it? Okay. I'm gonna say California.
No,
That's something
no.
they would do.
I would say maybe
I don't know.
Seattle. Well, the reason why I got so excited and realized I had to read it is because, and then after I did, and Kortney, your response, you're like, because I thought you knew, because I thought you may have heard this story.
Oh,
because it took place in your state.
What?
Yes,
Shut up.
this was Arkansas. I even left out the fact that it took place after a game because I know how big football is there. So
Shut your mouth. Yeah, I would have. Well, maybe. Are you serious? When did this happen?
When did this happen? This happened September last year.
What?
September 2022.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, I
deep
did
in
not hear about
football
this one.
season.
Trying to see if it even tells me what city this happened in, but no.
Little Rock or Fayetteville.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't say what city, it just said it's I don't know, KNWA, do they cover certain areas? Are you aware of that?
Well, I'm not familiar with those letters, so
Okay.
I don't know.
Right,
You know what? Yes, I do. KNWA, that's probably Northwest Arkansas, which is like the Fayetteville area.
Okay. So watch out. That's just be careful out there in these streets.
People biting off noses and stuff.
Face spiders out there, man. What?
But that is Florida or Floridon't. Thank you both ladies for playing so well. Kortney is the winner of this game this time with 7 points, and Vilissa has 6 points. Well done. Well done.
Close, so close.
Yes.
I know. And hold on. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You want one more? I'll give you one more.
Sure.
Bring
also, I am looking up the Beyond Meat story. It did happen in Fayetteville, like I said.
Okay. I don't know how I feel the fact that you knew that it was either Little Rock or Fayetteville.
Well, because it's big news and it's a big time person, and like there's a lot of money up there, and if the guy's up in anywhere in town, I can't imagine him being in. If he's not from here, I can't imagine him being in the not hub cities because I don't know. But he was up in Fayetteville after a football game, and then you said football game, so I was like, yeah, it's Fayetteville for sure. Sure enough.
But yeah, once I saw, I was like, oh, this is in Arkansas. I have to read this one because
Thank you.
You had already guessed the previous story, thinking that took place in Arkansas. I'm like, nope, that one didn't. But so, all right. So, finally, this is the big one. This one, because I remember first seeing and hearing about it, and I had to do all this investigating because I'm like, I need to know more information just for my own satisfaction. But here's the headline. And then I'll kind of follow it up afterwards to kind of help you out. Boy playing hide and seek found 6 days later in a different country.
Oh no.
Did this start in Florida? Did it end in Florida? Did it have anything to do with Florida? Florida or Floridon't?
I don't know. Kids are like so slick, and they could just disappear for 4 days and end up in another country. And I get it because they slippery.
They are.
Because Florida right there.
Yep. You got the Caribbean next door.
Yeah, but that's like ocean though.
It's the most serious game of hide and seek ever. So yeah.
Right. Like he'd have to let's see. The coast, it's not really close to Mexico. I'm gonna say Florida don't.
That's hard because
I mean the Bahamas and the
is in the water, but you have the cruise boats and all that.
That's true. So he could sneak onto a cruise ship or something. And he's 6, so he could easily hide.
Yeah.
Like where your head's at.
But also thinking about another country, it could either be Canada or Mexico.
Oh, that's true.
This base.
That's true. I mean, but there's like several states that do abut Mexico. I don't know. And I guess it, like you said, it didn't have to be the states. I'm gonna say Floridon't. Unless he was from Florida and traveled to a different state and then crossed country lines. But does that count though?
Well, that's why that's why I said, after I said the headline, I said, could it possibly have started in Florida or ended in Florida, or is Florida involved at all?
Now you're trying to trick us.
Yeah.
Well, saying that Florida's not involved at all would just mean it's a Florida don't. But if it's a Florida, meaning maybe it started in Florida, or maybe it ended in Florida.
But who would leave a country to come to Florida? That's that is kid logic. I'm just saying, to go from Mexico or Canada, for example, to come to Florida, I'm like, that's kid logic right there.
I guess. I mean, Disney, one of the Disneys is in Florida.
I mean, you got Disney. I mean, maybe this kid heard that Tupac was here in Miami. So.
I'm going to say Florida don't, because we have Mexico and Canada.
Okay, I will end your suspense. Florida is not involved whatsoever. Okay. This is a 15-year-old boy who boarded a shipping container shipping container, and in Bangladesh, and then it arrived in Malaysia 6 days later.
Wow. I thought you said a 6-year-old boy. Did you
say
lie?
6? No, 6 days. He was found 6 days later.
6 days. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't tell you his age. He's 15.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
But we did have but I did mention the boat transport thing. So kind of.
You did. Which is like, I like where you're thinking. Kind of. Wasn't a cruise ship, and that's something you want to.
No. Cruise ship would have been better.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he still would be hiding at this point. So yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, points didn't really change, other than the fact that Kortney now has 8 and Vilissa has 7. But good job, great game.
Hey.
Thank you.
Good game. Yes, it's been a long time. I've been wanting to play this game for so long, and it's much more fun with more people. So thanks again, Vilissa. And we're going to go through the last few pieces here. Recommendations. Kortney, I know I just kind of threw you out there real first. Do you have any recommendations?
Ooh,
Something about it?
so I'm trying to reach down into the depths of my viewing because I haven't been okay, I have one. So this one of my favorite channels on YouTube is called the Y Files. And I don't know if I've told you or mentioned this on the podcast, Sterling, but
The Wife
it's called
House?
the Y Files.
Oh, yes, yes, you did, because I am now subscribed to it and I
Okay.
am selectively trying to watch videos that won't creep me out before I go to sleep.
Yeah. Some of them are really creepy and it's awesome. But I do love the channel because the guy, don't ask me his name. But like the host is he just like lays whatever, like today I was watching one about the mysterious face um captured in photos of Mars. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, he literally just lays out the facts. He lays out exactly how it is. One time I was watching one, it was about a time traveler and blah blah blah, and it's like, yeah, so they're trying to figure it out if he's really a time traveler or if he's psychotic, if he's having a psychotic break, and blah blah blah. And then at the end, he always gives you the truth if the truth is known, or like if it's been debunked, or gives just the opposite side, the other side of the argument, whatever it is. So if it's a story, in one case, like I said, he basically told a story. Um, we didn't know it was a story until he's like, yeah, and this is an awesome plot, and it is the basis of the book, such and such, such and such. So he gives you both sides of it, of whatever topic he's talking about. He debunks it if it's been debunked. He if it hasn't been debunked, he kind of just is like, this is open ended. We don't know if this is true or not. We don't have the facts. The way that he tells it, though, is very entertaining. And he
It
includes
is.
interviews from people. And there's a little co-host named Hecklefish that you just have to learn to love. Anyways, I
I
highly
admit that
recommend.
the hecklefish helps because it breaks up
Hmm.
the spookiness of it all. 'Cause
The
I'm like,
creep, yeah, the creep factor.
mm-hmm. Because like, okay,
Hmm.
thank you. I needed a joke, even though it was a terrible one. Thank you.
Yeah,
Just kind of
so that's the
break it
point.
up a little bit. Yeah.
Cuttlefish is basically a little goldfish who talks, and he's like in the corner, like a part of the desk that the host sits at. And at first, I was like, I don't know about this, but it actually is really neat because even though the fish has like really silly jokes sometimes, and I feel like his voice is the one that we're all thinking like, are you serious? That sounds like a hoax. Are you kidding me?
Mhm.
Or oh, this is really creepy. I don't know. He's the
And he's got
character that,
I'm sorry, he's got a New York accent too. So I know that we all think in a
yeah,
New York accent too. So yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, I highly recommend. It's called the Y Files, and they've got a lot of content to binge watch if you feel so inclined. There's a little something for everybody. So I highly recommend that channel on YouTube.
Mhm.
All right. I need
Um,
to look into that.
yeah, it actually is pretty good. Like I'm co-signing basically, because like I said, there's episodes I've watched a couple, and then they're usually about a half an hour. So I'm like, okay, I need to
Hmm.
make sure I carve time out. And then there's times I want to watch it, but I'm like, oh no, I got to go take a nap, and I don't want to be creeped out before I go to sleep. So
Right.
I have to strategically, decide when I'm going to watch these things. And I haven't tried watching any with Ashley yet. I wonder if she might like one of these, or she'd be like, "You're weird," but that always happens anyway, so I shouldn't worry about it. Um, Vilissa, what would you like to recommend?
Oh yes. So one thing I am watching, I started last night, so I can actually talk about it on here.
Nice.
Is Queen Charlotte on
Oh,
Oh,
Netflix?
yes. I
You know,
co-sign whatever she's about to say.
I
Forgot
start.
about it.
I don't. I started episodes 1 and 2. I think there's 6 episodes
hmm
Hmm.
total. If you're into Bridgerton or period pieces, this is the show for you. It's a Shonda Rhimes production, and it follows Queen Charlotte and her journey. We get to see her backstory because in
Hmm.
the Bridgerton series, she's kind of this distant character to where she's larger than life because she's queen. But we don't really
Mm-hmm.
know who she is or how she got to be. So this is a really good understanding of her story, particularly since she is one of color, Black in the Bridgerton series, and it's about, the two cultures mixing together under her reign as she married King George. So it's interesting so far. I like it. I was like, okay, I'm satisfied with this. I think I may like it a little bit more than Bridgerton, and I've been hearing that folks really love it. So I'm glad to know that you co-sign it, Kortney, as well. So
Absolutely. It only gets better from wherever you are in the series.
okay, yeah, I stopped at episode 3 because I'm like, it's late and I need to go to bed. So I have 4. So I'm like, do I want to finish it up? Do I want to kind of stretch it till the end of the week? So that's my conundrum right now. But I heard it's good. I heard it's really good.
I think I'll also throw my cosign in there because I have watched at least 2 episodes, and I would have continued, but I had already been up, or rather awake, for much longer than I probably needed to be or should have been. So Ashley continued to watch it with, after I went to sleep because I had to. It was a Sunday and I had worked the radio shift the night before. So, and we had also went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 earlier that day. So, although that isn't my official recommendation, but it is recommended. It was a fun time. I'm sorry I'm putting in question marks because I'm like, why didn't I write that down? I forgot to. But no, it's actually pretty good. You really feel for Rocket. Like, you just get all of like these cuddly vibes, even though he is the least cuddliest character in the MCU. And but still, my heart goes out to that furry little thing. And I'm also like, wow, they're really mean to each other, but like they're that way throughout the whole series. So I'm like, oh, right. And I think the difference is because we're watching it with Ken, which was like the first time we actually took him to, one of these. So I'm kind of watching it with like parental eyes, like, oh, earmuffs and, things like that. Like, missed that one there. So. Whereas if it was just me, like by myself or me and Ashley, we'd be like, that's funny. They're rude and terrible. So, but I mean, hey, it was fun. We enjoyed it. And yeah, definitely a fun thing. But that is not my recommendation. My recommendation is yet again, because I don't know like how things are going yet. Like even as of this recording, I don't know if it's been renewed yet, but please, I beg of you, I implore you to watch Grand Crew on Peacock, NBC, or wherever you can find it, so it can be renewed for a 3rd season. Even though the way that it ended, I guess it could be wrapped up, but I don't want it to end. It's such a great show. I love it so much.
Yeah, I heard that's good. I haven't watched it, but I heard that Grand Crew is good.
It is. It's yeah. I've raved about it. Probably this is my 3rd time now, but it's just that good. So as for something brand new that I did have written down to be a recommendation, there's a show called Jury Duty on technically FreeVee. Yeah, it is really good. Like it's genius what they've done with the show. Yeah,
I've already got a lot of secondhand embarrassment and I haven't watched it yet. Is that am I being ridiculous?
No, because it wasn't. It's not like heavily advertised unless you have like I don't know if you have like a smart TV and it keeps showing these ads for it pretty much every other day, like it does for me and for my TV at work. So I'm like, okay, let me finally watch the show, and I finally did. I'm like, oh, this is brilliant. And to give you the premise of the show, for like if you're a listener and you have no idea what I'm talking about, there's this guy who is basically selected for jury duty. Everyone involved in this whole entire case, the judge, the other jurors, the plaintiff and defendant, the lawyers, everyone is an actor except for this one juror. And there's cameras everywhere, and they have like interviews every so often. They even interview the other actors, and it makes it feel really real. And it's great. It's really brilliant. There's another show that's like this, which I believe is on HBO Max. I think it's going to be called Max now, but we're not going to talk about that right now. I haven't checked out that one, but it's very similar in its premise, where there's a lot of deep kind of acting. I almost said deep fake, but that's something different. But like really serious, like improv to the point of like absurdity. And I'll have to look into that show, but this is really great. It's just brilliant. Like the way that they pulled this off, and even the way that it ends, it's nice. I really enjoyed it. And I don't know if they're ever going to be able to pull off another season of this, but if they do, then power to them, because I will definitely be there to watch, because great job. And the season just wrapped, like it just finished last week.
I've watched the first couple episodes and I really like it. So Kortney, it is worth your time.
Okay. Well, I saw a preview of it a while ago and I was like, okay, this sounds really neat. I don't know, but it sounds neat.
Yeah. It is, because they get into some really kind of crazy things. And yeah, I can't even like just yeah, just check it out. Just check it out. So now the last thing we have here is our moment of gratefulness or moment of gratitude. I keep flip-flopping on the name. And either one of you would like to go first. I'm not even gonna call names, put anybody on the spot. Might have to. Vilissa.
Thank you, Sterling.
No problem.
What am I grateful for? I am grateful for concert season. That's what I'm grateful for. To be outside season. I saw Janet Jackson 2 weeks ago. Today, actually.
Oh, nice.
And I believe, 64 days away from seeing Beyonce. So
nice.
It is concert season. So I'm happy to be outside and enjoy myself. So that's what I am grateful for.
We out here, basically. Yes.
We out here.
Nice. Kortney, what are you grateful for on this day?
I would say I am grateful for my writing community. I've been talking a little bit to Sterling about kind of getting back to my community and maybe even starting a sub community of my own, just for accountability purposes and to check in with other folks in my same like route for our writing careers. And so I've been doing that, reaching out to folks and trying to either like be part of a group that they've created or create my own. And so even just that act of moving forward and connecting with other people and hearing like what their struggles are and hearing what their goals are has been really helpful for me and keeping me kind of plugged in to, and we haven't even started doing any real work. It's just the act of plugging in has been very helpful for me. So I am excited. I'm looking forward to what the future holds, and I'm just getting started. So I'm very grateful for being back in that place and for the groups that help bring it there for me.
That's awesome.
And I am excited for you, because I think there was stuff that we were discussing, and community really helps kind of keep you accountable, but also motivated and just wanting to do your best.
Yep.
With that said, just, doing your best. I was like, oh, I forgot to work this in here. This thing that I actually told Kortney yesterday, or was it earlier today? I don't remember. But with my job over at ESPN, there's a lot of talk about the GOAT, or the greatest of all time, whether that be LeBron or Jordan or whomever. They go and they would say like, oh, he goated, or he's goating, and just being the greatest of all time. So GOAT, just for those who are unsure, but they've been using goat as a verb and a noun so often that it's just, you just know what it is. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But I also feel like that's, a bit of pressure, and I might not necessarily want to be the GOAT, And I'd be satisfied just being the get, which for me would stand for just good enough today. So I'm good with that. I'm good, satisfied being the get. I don't have to be the goat. I'll be the get. So what I'm grateful for, first of all, because I'm not going to say I forgot. It's just that so much has been going on that Mother's Day is upon us. And I am thoroughly grateful for my mother, who's been on this very podcast a couple years ago. And it's one of my favorite episodes, just talking to one of my favorite people. And just, kind of her telling her story about how, she went through heart surgery and just a whole bunch of things. So I'm ever grateful for my mother. And this is me saying Happy Mother's Day to you, Mom, because she definitely does listen as well. And I'm also grateful for therapy and bringing that back around again, because it's mental health awareness month. And I'm grateful for all the people that I know that go through therapy and I support, and therapists that I've known and met and befriended, and just everyone trying to help everyone be better, especially if people like my wife, who sees a therapist, and now Ken just got a therapist too. So he's dealing with his big emotions, and it's something that is definitely needed because of the big event that's happening. And Vilissa, this is the third reason. I don't know if you remember, I said there's 3 reasons why I wanted you here. Third reason is to publicly announce that I will be a 100% father, because we are pregnant with a baby on the way. And you are now like the first public person we're telling in public to find out this news. So yeah.
Awesome. A little baby indoob.
I like that, baby indoob.
I know, I didn't even think of that. That is great. I have to go tell that to Ashley almost immediately. I'll wait until we wrap up the show first. But yes.
Oh, that
baby
is
indoob.
lovely.
But no, that's why I wanted to bring you here, so I could tell you, because I was like, oh, I want to tell Vilissa, but I'm like, oh, no, I'll bring her on the show and I'll tell her. Then everyone else can find out, when you found out now, but like whatever, they find out. So yes, our family is growing.
I appreciate the privilege to find out. And I kind of figured when you said like, there's something I want to say on the show, and I was like, maybe it's baby news. It was in the back of my mind. So I'm glad that what I was hoping to hear is actually it. So yay.
Yeah, we had to keep it, just quiet. We had to first tell Ken, which we did, and we recorded. There's a video that should be out by now, because I'm planning on releasing this particular episode the same time the Lovebirds episode will be going out, which we talk all about it. And just me finding out with Ashley taking the pregnancy test, and then my reaction to it. And then there's a short little video where we tell Ken and his reaction to it. So all of that hopefully will be coming out at the same time tomorrow. Well, we record on Tuesdays, so it'll be out on Wednesday. And people will finally know, and then we'll have all these questions answered. Well, not all of them, but just the ones that people like to ask. Yes, there is a registry. There will be links. There'll be links in the show notes for this podcast. Yes. And all that stuff. So yes, that's a weight lifted off, because you were definitely one person I wanted to tell when I found out, but I'm like, I've got to wait, because Ashley told me you can only tell like certain people, and then we had to wait, or I had to wait. So I waited. I'm a good husband.
Good reason to wait. This is good news to wait on. So I am excited. Babies are exciting. So I am so happy to hear this.
Well, yep. And we'll definitely be keeping everyone updated of things happening and up until November. And hopefully we can find a way to rent. And yes, I am saying rent. I don't want to pirate any films, because me, I support the arts and the people that make them, even if they are multi-conglomerate people. I'm saying all that because The Marvels is coming out around the time that my baby is coming out. So, and we need to see them. we need to watch the Marvels, and
Yes.
we won't be able to go to the theater. So hopefully I'll rent it for like $30 if I have to, because I need to see it. Have to. I'm excited about everything, the baby and the movie. But yes, and she wants to see Hunger Games, and definitely not going to the theater after childbirth, like that week or the week after. So
Yeah.
another $30, however much it takes. Cost. Just put it out there.
Yes.
In case anyone wants to contribute to the funds of us watching movies at home. So as we, deal with a new little baby. And we do not know the gender. We don't want to know until birth. So
That's a good
Fun.
surprise.
That's exciting.
Yes.
surprise. But yeah, that just about does it for this episode. Now, Vilissa, I know you stay busy, aside from, concert hopping and shenanigans out in the street. Hey, girl, hey. But, what else have you, been working on, or things you want to link to, or for us to find?
Yeah. So this is my season of planning projects. This actually is my 10th year of activism work. So I'm in my
Oh, wait.
milestone year. Mhm.
I forgot I had a soundboard. Yeah. Okay, go on.
I love it. Thank you for that. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's been 10 years. I cannot believe it. So right now I am in the midst of planning a conference for next spring,
Oh, wow.
and as well as creating a vlog series that I'm looking to launch in the fall. So a lot of planning projects, and of course working on my children's book. So this is a busy brainstorming, bringing passion projects to life year. So that is what I am doing, some behind the scenes work, and as well as the work that I am known for, such as my speaking, writing, training work as well, that centers disability activism with a focus on intersectionality, particularly Black disabled girls, women, films, and our experiences. So that is what I am doing in my corner of the internet and the world overall.
And you reminded me that it's also, well, this particular week is, I guess, Teacher Appreciation Week.
Yes.
And
yes.
you and Kortney are both educators, and I just want to appreciate you both for all the work that you've done and continue to do, and the education. I value it. So I'm not sure about everybody else, but I value, and I thank you for what you both do. But Vilissa, you're out there just doing it. And I appreciate you. And that's a fourth reason I just slid in real quick. That's why I wanted you here today. So
Thank you, Sterling, for that.
Mhm.
Thank you. We do our own educating, and it is appreciated by some, and for those who may not, then they'll be fine too.
They'll get over it.
That's right. Yep.
But I'm just saying I did and continue to learn a lot from you. So that's just me encouraging you to continue, keep going and doing it, because I'm paying attention. So
Thank you, Sterling.
and Kortney, are you still I don't want to say in hiding, but off the grid? That's what you like to be.
I'm definitely still off the grid. If you need me, contact Sterling or Vilissa.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I mean, and that's exactly what Magdalena did, because she wanted to know how your free write was working out for you. And so, yeah, you can contact Kortney at indoobpod at
That's right.
gmail.com.
Uh-huh.
And that is how she will get your message, because I'll read it and be like, oh my God. And I don't want to wait till the pod. So, because that's exactly what happened. So, yeah. As for me, you can find me at all things at indoob. I literally had to actually go back and revamp the indoob website, indoob.com, which had like old links on it, and I didn't even realize. And I apologize. There's links to the Food Fight podcast, which apparently doesn't even exist anymore because the links
What?
don't work.
Aw.
I know.
Oh man.
I think I do have the like recordings, and you know what? Maybe that's what I'll do. I think I still have the recordings somewhere, and I may just upload them all to Patreon. So if anybody wants to go over there, yeah. So you can go support at patreon.com/indoob. I'm supposed to upload the pictures of Kortney's new little office space that she'd been building the last few weeks, and I didn't do that yet, but I will. I know it's actually it's pretty awesome. So I will make sure that I get on that this week. So if you do sign up to the Patreon, you'll see it hopefully by next week. If not, email me at indoopod@gmail.com and tell me that you're waiting for these pictures, and I'll get right on it. And yeah, that just about does it. Remember to wash your hands, wash your feet, wash the undersides of your dishes, wash your legs. Live for the folks you love. Live without regrets. I've been your benevolent host, T. Sterling Watson. And remember, if the world didn't suck, we'd all fall off henceforth and forevermore. And the church said,
Amen.
Amen.
Amen indeed. Thank you so much for listening to the Indoob podcast. To get more Indoob in your life, check out indoob.com, patreon.com/indoob, and of course, merch over at TeePublic. Email us your Ask Indoob questions, comments, or just say hi at indoobpod@gmail.com. Linky dinks in the descripts. Please rate, comment, follow, subscribe, and hashtag tell your friends. Until next time.